Hi, Carol here. Welcome to my craft room. We're going to be using the Wetlands by Stampin' Up set today, and I want to just say thank you so much if you're new to my YouTube channel. And if you're not and you've subscribed, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you stopping by for your lovely comments. Now, this is a card I want to show you when everything goes wrong, how you just persevere and you don't give up. That's what I did on this card because I was trying to do a clean and simple card. Oh yes, I really don't have a knack for these clean and simple cards. I can keep my craft room clean, but I can't keep a card simple. How's that for an interpretation of a clean and simple card? So here I put two pieces of paper down vertically, and I put horizontally my 4¼ by 5½ inch cardstock. This is the one I am going to be stamping on and doing this technique. So I am making sure it's level on the left side right here because I am going to be stamping. I put some surgical tape down there, medical tape that I have that's not really sticky, and I put it on both vertical sheets of paper, and this will enable me to get an image just on a certain portion of this cardstock. I really love the look of this. I love the sharpness of the lines that come across when you're putting an image like this. But the one thing I want to tell you, when you're doing this technique, just put a little bit of tape on that horizontal cardstock, your actual cardstock in the middle, because you will see why as this video keeps progressing. And believe it or not, I have edited this video 4 times now. 4 times. I don't know if first I thought it was the card I was having problems with, but now it's my editing. Okay, let's proceed. We are going to put this Canada Goose down. All right, here we go. Now I gave you a little hint what I'm going to stamp next. It's the Canada Goose. And one thing I think I should have done at the top of the horizontal piece of paper is put a little bit of the medical tape, because every time I was stamping it was moving slightly, which when you're going to have a vertical line on each side, it will take it out of alignment. But you know, I was able to remedy that. You'll see that towards the end of the video. Now we're going to take the wetlands foliage, and I'm going to put a little bit of grass on there, and then I'm going to stamp it again so that I get a lighter version of that set. And this really is a nice nature scene for doing a card like this. And I like the idea. Well, what I started out with is to make a clean and simple card for the challenge, but it did not end up that way, no matter how much I tried. And it's actually funny to watch it, because what started out, if I had have just walked away from the card, I think it would have been clean and simple. But you know, I just couldn't do that. I like the set so much, I just kept adding and adding and adding. But you'll see what happens. As long as you don't get frustrated with your card or throw it out because you think it doesn't look right, just set it aside. That's what I do. I just set it aside for a little bit, and then I come back and take a look at it. That way I can resolve the problem and work around it. That's what I'm going to encourage you to do. And look what I do here. Can you believe this? I'm putting the embossing powder right on the desk. Instead of sliding it out, I poured it right on the desk. Oh, it just keeps getting better. Now, taking my distress inks, I'm going to start with the red at the top. I'm going to make like a scene of the sky, a nice morning scene where the sun is coming up. And I proceed to do the yellow underneath the red after this. I do them together before I take a ripped piece of paper to get the edges I want, to kind of make a mountainous scene in the background. So I put the yellow underneath because I don't mind blending the yellow into the red to make a nice orange above there. But all this time, you have to be so careful that that vertical piece of paper on each side of your image does not move. Like the vertical paper won't move, but that horizontal paper underneath there, I didn't have any tape down. So gradually you'll see that it was moving just a slight bit. Now I'm going to do mountains, and I keep changing up the paper, like sliding it to the right or sliding it to the left. That'll give me a different look. And yeah, I put it right on, and I decide to move it over there just to get a top of the mountain with a little deeper color of the yellow. And now we're going to work our way at the sun. Yes, it's the sun. And this is from the Paper Tray Ink Sparkle Collection. It's really nice stamp because it works on the square. It has the square edge with that beautiful sunlight coming down. So I decided to do it in a deep orange at first, and then I put the deep red over top and took my clear embossing powder, and it kind of gave it that brownish red tinge up in the right hand corner. And everything was going pretty good here. I was feeling good about this clean and simple card, except for when I'm editing here and I'm watching it underneath the vertical paper moving ever so slightly to the right. And when I take it off, you'll notice that. And that isn't a problem, really. You can correct that with putting some, well, I'm not going to tell you what I did. We'll get to there in a minute. So I'm doing the grass for the Canada Goose to stand on. And I end up really enjoying the process of this part of the card. It was really nice. It's what happened after that was kind of funny. So now I'm doing the kind of like a bright green on there, just so I get a couple of colors. And this wetland stamp really is pretty, isn't it? It makes a statement, yet it's so simplistic. And it's nice to be able to grab different stamps from different sets to apply it to a card. And like I said, this challenge was for greenery. So that's what I have on the bottom of the card. And I like the mountains. I like the water above there. Oops, sorry, it was out of focus there. And now I'm just going to go in and add some different tones of different hues of blue. So it's all not one straight color. After this, we're going to slide it out from underneath those sheets of paper, and we're going to reveal the fact that my card was crooked. Look at that. But I don't mind that because you can take black cardstock, whatever cardstock. I wanted to use the black because the image was there. Look at that. I'm showing you the next card I'm going to do on my video. Little sneak peek there. I'm just looking at it to decide what I'm going to do. And first I'm going to show you the wetland stamp set, I think, after this. Isn't it pretty? You get the thank you for your kindness, thinking of you, and birthday greetings as the sentiment. It's a beautiful, clean, and simple stamp set actually to use. Now I'm going to reveal what I do to resolve the problem of crooked image, and that's just to put 2 black strips of cardstock on each side. Now here comes the funny thing. I decide to take that Stamp of Approval kit where it has the 3 trunks. It's just naked tree trunks right there, 3 of them on this side. Can you believe it? This is my clean and simple card. I do it in gold embossing powder, which is nice if this was on another card, but this is supposed to be my rendition of a clean and simple card. So I get my naked tree trunks down at the bottom there. There's nothing on them. And I looked at the set, and I'm telling you, I thought that this round stamp was rain. I really did. It's leaves. It's round leaves to go on the top. Now, here's another thing I wanted to explain as I'm watching my own video here. This is thinking of you. I put it in the Versamark, and I didn't put any powder down so that no strays of powder got on it. And I used black embossing powder. That could be dangerous. Yes, if you don't have any type of baby powder or something underneath. But I got through it just with a little wee bit of speckles there on the U of the U. And I clean that up and I heat set it and I just keep going. There's something about white cardstock. I don't like to leave it white. Oh, now I am heat setting it with my heat tool. Oh, it's thankful for you. Excuse me, I said thinking of you. It's thankful for you. And then I have my tree trunks. And then and this is from the Casual Friday stamp set in the stamp of approval. And then I grab this round set, which is leaves, and I didn't even think of that. Look at that. I turn it upside down to get the rain falling at the top. Then I turn it, look at this. I put it on the bottom thinking on the left it was sunshine and the Canada Goose and walking by the water. And then I thought on the other side I'm going to have rain with tree trunks. And this is copper embossing powder with my gold. Now that's really not so bad, but I don't get it. As I was doing this, all I'm thinking of is that your sunshine day can be a rainy day, but guess what? It'll go back to a sunshiny day. So that was my thought process. Look at that. So here you go. But I don't stop there. Oh no. I take my little ducklets. Yeah, they're sandpipers. I call them ducklets. And I'm a hunter. Can you believe that? But I don't hunt pipers. Oh no. Nor Canada geese. Yes. Big game hunter here. And here we go. I put my little sandpiper ducklets down on the bottom. And I thought to myself, okay, I can retrieve this card. Don't worry. Put some clear embossing powder on it. Yeah, there we go. Now, if I had to set that down, look at that, right over the ink. Oh, so here's my clean and simple card. I'm cleaning. And then I go back to my non-simple card. I just keep going. So I heat set those little ducklets on the bottom. And I carry on with my clean and simple card, thinking to myself, I'm just going to match the colors. I grab a piece of paper and I'm going to match it in reverse. Oh my. With the distressing, yes, I do the blue on the bottom, right there. I don't click into doing it the same until I get up a little farther. So I do the water. I think, okay, these little sandpipers are going to be walking along the edge of the water. And then in the background, I am sure that I put the green next. Yes, here comes the green. And I'm just kind of doing a reverse process. I'm holding the ripped piece of paper in different sections. I love this technique, by the way, even though it's, the card doesn't really make sense. Look at that. But if I had to cut this down, it would have made two nice cards, actually. But that's not what I did. Oh yes, let's carry on. Although I'm making fun of my clean and simple card, because it is my clean and simple card, so I can make fun of it. I don't know why I thought I had to fill up that space. That's always like me on a clean and simple card. I end up adding and adding and adding until it ends up to be just a non-clean and simple card. But that's all right. Let's see what happens here. I love this. I have to say it again. I like the using the ripped paper method where you get all different textures and layers. I think it's really nice. But I don't know how I thought these leaves were rain. No, I can't figure that out for the life of me. But that's what I thought it was when I put it down. And so here now I'm going to try to retrieve it. I'm going to make it look like it goes straight across with the exact same colors. And then it hit me, Carol, you can't leave this card like this because you're not going to be there to explain it. When somebody just looks at the card without a video, they're not going to figure out that you have rain on the one side and sunshine on the other side. They're not going to know that you thought those leaves that are way up in the air there are rain drops. That's what I thought they were, raindrops. So that was my thinking. And but I'm really happy with what I did next. Yes, I cut it off. I did. I just cut it off my cardstock, and remember I always do 100 Copic marker to outline my cards and keep the image away from you. That way if something happens when you're doing the edges, it will always go on the inside of your card. So now I'm making two, yes, two cards in case I mess up again. So here we go. I slide it over to the left and see how that marker came down on the inside. I'm so glad I had my image facing away. Now I'm going to put this on the outside of the card after I cut it. And I wanted to put this video up for the simple reason is I wanted to show you how you can retrieve a card that you're not happy with at the beginning. And that's what happened with this one. And I really like the end result. So I put it down here to the left. Isn't that nice? Then I put this on the inside, which was perfect because it was cut out from right beside the original stamp set. So yeah, I thought of making two cards right here. That's what I was doing. And on the Canada Goose, I took some Copic multi-liner and I painted it in the body of the Canada Goose so it had texture. So if you're looking at the outside of the card and you're wondering what's on the Canada Goose there, it's Copic liner in the bottle. I just added it to it so it had some texture. Put this on the inside. Oh, I was so pleased and so glad that I didn't start another card over. Sometimes you just have to set that card aside, and that was my 100 Copic marker I showed you, and walk away. So now I'm taking Technique Tuesday stamp set. It's just a small one called Blessed, and I couldn't fit that in there. I'm still trying to put something on that white cardstock. Isn't that funny? And I found Grateful and Thankful. And I'm going to set these on black cardstock and I'm going to emboss it with Gold Wow embossing powder. I used just the Grateful and Thankful. I put it down with my Versamark and I made sure that I had white baby powder on the cardstock itself so I didn't have any strays of the gold embossing powder. And it turned out so lovely. I was so satisfied with this layout and the way that the card looked, and I'm really thankful and I'm really grateful I didn't throw it out. In actual fact, I don't throw any of my cards out when I make mistakes. I really do try to retrieve them and make something out of whatever it is I mess up. And that's what I did on this card. I just didn't give up and I kept going and I was really happy. I think it does look clean and simple on the outside, and the inside just added that little pop of a wow factor for the total completion of the card that I wanted to achieve. And I want to thank you very much for stopping by, and I hope you were inspired, and I hope that I encouraged you to not give up when your cards don't turn out right, or you're trying to achieve one particular style and it doesn't turn out. I think I was just totally surprised at this card just by cutting it off and adding it to the second section to the inside of the card made all the difference. So anyway, you have yourself a blessed week, and I appreciate your comments. I appreciate you subscribing, and there you have it. You can see the Copic multi-liner. It says Grateful and Thankful, and that's what I am to call you friend, my subscribers. Have yourself a blessed week, and I will see you on the next tutorial. Take care, everybody.